Welcome to Toastmaster Time, the show that's got everybody talking. I'm Shruti Verma, your host for tonight. On this show, we celebrate public speaking and effective communication, skills that help us grow in life and build meaningful connections. Since 1924, yes, over 100 years now, Toastmasters has been inspiring millions to speak with clarity and confidence, all through regular practice in clubs around the globe. And just like in a regular Toastmasters club meeting, we have prepared speeches and evaluations lined up for you. I'm delighted to introduce Teyonna Bowman from the Hacienda Park Toastmasters Club as our evaluator for tonight. Teyonna, over to you for an overview of tonight's speech.
Thank you, Shruti. Tonight we'll have an enchanting discussion with Toastmaster Sriparna. She'll be talking about facing life's uncertainties and overcoming the challenges. Back to you, Shruti.
Thanks, Teyonna, for setting the stage. It's now time to put some of those speaking skills to action. We have our speaker tonight, Sriparna Sen. Sriparna is representing the City Speech Toastmasters Club. She's working on the dynamic leadership pathway. Now, you may be wondering what Pathways is. Well, Pathways is a Toastmasters education program. You can choose a path based on your communication or leadership goals. For example, Sriparna's dynamic leadership pathway helps build skills like planning, teamwork, decision-making. You practice leading projects as well as practice public speaking. Sriparna is working on level 5 of this pathway. Now, within each pathway, there are 5 levels, and within each level, there are multiple projects. Each of these projects are designed to help you build new skills. Sriparna's project is about motivating people. As Teyonna mentioned, Sriparna will take us through her life's personal journey of ups and downs and show us how she learned the lesson to not control the outcomes, but to rise with them. Please join me in welcoming Sriparna Sen, Dancing on the Waves. Dancing on the Waves, Sriparna Sen.
Life doesn't always send gentle waves. Sometimes it throws storms. I faced 3 waves: fear, pain, and awakening. Today I'll show how each wave taught me to dance. This past summer, I embarked into a breathtaking view of Kauai, the land of majestic volcanoes, green lush valleys, and seemingly endless golden beaches. It was truly a paradise found. One magical evening, I was completely mesmerized by the traditional hula dance. Suddenly, further down the beaches, a mom screamed, "Help, help! My son has been swept away!" Fellow Toastmaster and honored guest, as I watched that scene, the desperate mom, the brave swimmer balancing against the waves, a deep realization rose within me like tides. I too have faced waves. Waves of challenges, waves of uncertainties, waves of unforgettable struggles. And each wave has carried me a lesson: how to rise, how to ride, and then dance again. The first wave, fear. When I was 8, my monster wave was math. My math teacher's stern voice could freeze the classroom. I excelled in every other subject, but the numbers, that horrified me. My mom, frustrated, would scold me. I would quietly believing that I was not smart enough. One day, She took me to a magical mentor who believed the magic of learning. He told me, I see potential in you. Let's do together something great. He told me the stories of legendary mathematician, turning fear into fascination. With his guidance, I learned how to excel. This flip left me higher. I scored high in mathematics. The day I scored high, I hugged my mom and whispered, I did it. My mom cuddled me. That wave taught me, with proper guidance, any monster can become a miracle. The second wave, pain. The first wave taught me courage, but the second wave of pain taught me surrender. 12 years back, a colossal wave crashed into my life. A severe health condition struck. Relentless eye and head pain that no doctor could explain. Eventually, it led to a corneal transplant. Imagine, the very window through which I saw the world became clouded. That way was dark, terrifying, and endless. But after that, a new current began to flow as I was introduced into the art of living, where I learned yoga, simple breathing, meditation techniques. And through these discoveries, I learned when body and mind relax, healing begins. After that transplant, several intricate surgeries, and years of perseverance, I began to heal. During that time, I heard a powerful message from Sri Ravi Shankar, a global humanitarian leader that stayed into my heart. Life is magnanimous. Don't measure life with fleeting thoughts, emotion, and pain. Eventually, pain ceased, peace returned with greater understanding of life. That wave taught me something profound. Even in the darkest wave, there was always a light within. The final wave, awakening. As the pain began to fade, another new tide emerged. And that was not struggle anymore. It was about awakening. The wave, once drawn me, now carried me toward purpose. Life continues to send its waves, some small, some massive, but when you rise above those waves, you transcend fear, because I realized each wave that rises also lifts you higher. When I speak at Toastmaster, in school, or through non-profit that support underprivileged children, I see same waves of pain and fear. And I tell them, don't run from your waves, learn how to dance on them. Friends, within each of us lives a seed of strength. Sometimes it hides beneath the waves, but when courage meets faith, it blooms. When your next wave comes, pause, breathe, and have trust on your courage to rise above. Let each wave lift you higher. Rise it, ride with it, and dance. I'm dancing on the waves. I'm sailing through the storm. Your love carries me where I belong. Back to Shruti.
Wow, what a speech. Sriparna, thank you so much for that inspiring speech. I loved how you incorporated some of your dance movements into the speech. That was quite creative. If you are wondering, can I do this? The answer is yes. Toastmasters is for everyone, and there are clubs everywhere. Just go to the website toastmasters.org and find a club that's near you. I'm now going to invite Sriparna Sen for a quick chat. Sriparna, please join me at the table. Welcome to Toastmaster time.
Thank you.
Please have a seat. Sriparna, please tell our viewers, how long have you been a Toastmaster?
I have joined last year, 2025, February.
Amazing. And what motivated you to join Toastmasters?
That was quite interesting story. I joined a management course and my mentor gave an insightful message. He told me I had good potential, I'm very creative, had a lot of good leadership qualities, but I needed to strengthen my communication and confidence. And I thought I needed to take some actions, and Toastmaster is the first step I took.
Sounds like you're very happy with your decision.
Yes, of course.
So what's the valuable skill that you have learned in this 1 year from Toastmasters?
The valuable skills I learned, I definitely will say confidence in communications. Before that, I had hesitation to express myself with clarity and confidence, but after joining here, I earned all those skills because Toastmaster provided a very safe environment where I could speak freely and I would get constructive criticism. That's very important. Now I organize my thoughts and also can connect with the audience and give a clear message, and it helps me to improve my personal and professional interactions.
Awesome. So you have gained confidence during this time in Toastmasters, and you talked about evaluation. So let's pause here for a moment and tell our viewers about evaluations. In Toastmasters, we evaluate to motivate. When you do evaluations, you learn how to listen better. You learn to notice what worked, what didn't, and how to say it in a supportive way. That's how we all become better speakers. So at this point, I'm going to invite Teyonna Bowman for evaluating Sriparna's speech. Teyonna, over to you.
Thank you, Shruti. Sriparna, that was a fantastic speech. I'm going to focus on 3 areas today, starting with where you excelled. First, your opening was incredible. You used vocal variety and gestures to really bring the audience in. The way that you moved across the floor and used sounds and dance and movement, it transported me to Kauai. It transported me to your childhood, and it transported me to the pain that you experienced. You did a great job with your gestures and your pauses to keep us all engaged. Where you could improve is in including a few more examples for the 3rd element of your speech. You gave wonderful examples for your childhood, the pain that you experienced and agony. Where I would just love to hear a little bit more is how you continue to overcome the agony that you face. And finally, to challenge yourself in your next speech, provide additional steps for how the listener can also learn how to rise above the waves. When you shared with us how your childhood teacher was encouraging, do the same thing to share with the audience how you got to the other side of hope. It was a wonderful speech, and I can't wait for others to hear this and continue to grow and use these lessons to also dance with the waves. Back to you, Shruti.
Thank you, Teyonna, for that thoughtful evaluation. What you just saw is a sandwich technique that Teyonna used to evaluate Sriparna's speech. In this sandwich technique, we start with recognizing the speaker's strength, then offer some constructive insights, and finally end with encouragement. We do that because we believe every speaker deserves a chance to become better, and every speaker deserves a chance to go back on the stage and try again. With that, I'm now going to invite our evaluator, Teyonna, to please join us at the table. Thank you, Teyonna, for coming to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Please have a seat. Teyonna, I would like to know from you when you joined Toastmaster.
I joined Toastmasters just under a year ago in May of 2025.
Under a year, wow. And what was it that got you to Toastmasters?
Initially, Toastmasters was presented to me as an option at my job. I would get so nervous with impromptu speaking that I would lose my train of thought. And so the suggestion was made then. I went to a meeting or two, but it wasn't until I started to share my own personal health journey that I remembered how important Toastmasters could be in helping me overcome some of those anxieties. It's been great.
Well, I'm glad somebody pushed you into Toastmasters. Well, has it helped you then, being a part of Toastmasters? How have you taken these skills outside of Toastmasters, say at work or in personal life?
It's helped tremendously. I think, as you mentioned, evaluation is such a strong element of Toastmasters.
That's right, yes.
So receiving feedback around my filler words,
Oh, yeah.
the need to pause to keep my audience engaged in the same way that Sriparna did, I find myself thinking about that day to day, and it's made a big difference.
Awesome. Has filler words been your crutch too?
Yes, first couple of speeches I did a lot, but now I improved thanks to the Toastmaster.
That's true. Toastmasters does make it an intentional practice for us to remember if we are using any kind of filler words like ahs and ums. So that's great to see the improvement that it has brought. What has been one moment that stands, I'll start with you, what has been a moment in Toastmasters that stands out for you?
A moment that stands out was a time when one of our fellow Toastmasters was navigating a speech with distractions. Our entire group of Toastmasters was able to support the objectives of the speaker and help them overcome the issues. It was a great speech, a great time to bond as a group, and it was just very memorable.
Yeah, managing a difficult audience is again one of those things that we can learn in Toastmasters. What about you? Do you have any moment that stands out?
Yes, I have the moment that is really awesome. Just coming here and speaking in the Toastmaster Time TV. I joined last year, February, in the Toastmaster, and I have never imagined that within such a short period of time I'll come and I'll get opportunity to speak here. That is very special and memorable, and I'm looking forward for my growth and opportunities again later.
And we are so glad to have you here to give that beautiful speech that we saw just a few minutes ago.
Thank you very much.
So I'm going to ask you, Sriparna, what's the next goal or milestone, do you have any in Toastmasters?
Yes, of course I have. I'm now completing the dynamic leadership. I want to join more advanced path, as well as I want to mentor new members so that they can get more confidence for the public speaking. Also, I'll take official role. I worked as a GI specialist long time, but after coming Toastmaster and giving speech, I discovered my true passion is coaching, giving coach and also inspiring others. That's why I thought that these discoveries will help me to choose a new path as a corporate coach. I will do that to unlock potential for the other people so they can grow as a good communicator and leader.
Well, we wish you good luck for that. And I think it's a wonderful opportunity for others to learn from you and for you to take your speaking skills beyond to the outside world. So wonderful. What about you, Teyonna? Do you have any milestone?
I am working on completing my first pathway. I just finished my final speech in my first pathway, so I'm looking forward to continuing to grow and develop and actually work on inspirational speeches in a similar style to Sriparna. Was really inspired by that, and we'll be working on my vocal variety as well and continuing to stay involved with my Toastmasters chapter.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? Toastmasters makes us aware of so many techniques that we, in our real life, we don't really think about, whether it is a vocal variety or it is listening skills for that matter. It's there are so many such little techniques that we learn and become more intentional about. Well, I love the idea of using your voice to inspire others. And I'm so happy. Congratulations, you'll be completing your pathway, which is not easy because pathways is a long process. So doing it in 1 year, that's really amazing. My last and final question to both of you actually. If there's someone who is watching us and is undecided on whether they want to join Toastmasters or not, I'll start with you, Teyonna. What would you tell them?
I would tell them to do it. Do not be afraid to join into Toastmasters. It can be a vulnerable experience, but the more that you engage and really embrace the process and understand the purpose of each portion of the Toastmasters meeting, the better you'll get at public speaking and then just speaking in general. It's a great experience. And it's also an opportunity to get connected with people in the community. I have felt very connected with my local Toastmasters. We have done cultural celebrations, so it's really a family feeling.
Yeah, so along with speaking, you're also learning how to do networking, and you find a good people within Toastmasters from different fields, right?
Right.
What about you? What would you tell our viewers if they are still undecided?
Yes, I request them to join as early as possible because it will give the confidence in communications, and we need it for every aspect of life. And it's just exercise, like we join in the gym and do exercise. It's also brain exercise. Eventually, everybody will improve if they just practice. So it's a powerful platform for our growth.
It certainly is a powerful platform. Well, I thank you both for joining me for this interview and for this candid conversation. Thank you so much. That's all we've got for tonight's episode. Thank you so much for watching. If you would like to watch our past episodes, please log on to our YouTube channel at the link down below. Toastmaster Time is sponsored by District 57 Toastmasters. To learn more about District 57, please log on to d57tm.org. And for general information about Toastmasters, including where to find a club near you, check out our website toastmasters.org. I'd like to thank our wonderful speaker, Sriparna, for her inspiring speech, and our evaluator, Teyonna, for giving such insightful feedback. I would also like to thank our volunteers and staff here at the Mid-Peninsula Media Center. This show would not have been possible without you. From all of us at Toastmaster Time, keep speaking, keep growing, and let your voice be heard. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We'll see you next time. Now we can talk. Yes, it's done, but this will come with